sky is blue and all that I can think about is you.
Hey guys, happy Friday. Hope everybody's doing well. We're doing good. Um, we're just hanging out tonight. No guests, just us. I'm ready to go to bed. Rich is ready to go to bed. Just a tired day today. It's been so gray
Oh,
and
there I am. Hey, welcome to Living Hopeful.
it's been gray, gloomy, miserable, cold, damp. A good day to have a fireplace and just stay in and watch movies. But we're here because we want to be here. We want to help whoever we can, as many people as we can, and be here for you every chance we get. So, hope everybody's doing well. Please feel free to pop into the comments if you have comments available on your end so that we can discuss any issues that you may be having. Hello, Eric. Hello, Larry in the house. Or just
Eric is
pop,
early tonight. Holy
yeah,
mackerel.
just
How you doing, buddy?
pop in and give us a shout out so we know you're here and come hang with us. We're going to be here till 10:30 and we're going to talk manipulation tonight. So, anybody that has any thoughts on that or wants to share anything on manipulation, please feel free to pop in the comments or to give us a call in at 267-737-8031. Just want to put it out there that on March 18th, we are going to be doing another dance. The dance will be again at Georgine's, and it is a sober St. Patrick's Day theme. And, good food, good times, good music, dancing, just hanging out with sober people and having a great time. Always a great time on the event, and everybody is always so happy to be there, and we just have a great time. We really truly do. There will be baskets if anybody out there is willing to or able to provide a basket for us. We will be raffling them off. I'm sure there will be a big ticket item. I'm not sure what it'll be or if it'll be, but we're going to be looking for that. And it doesn't have to be a basket. It could be a service, a back rub, a professional massage or nails done, a salon, oil change, whatever, or even a gift card. All the proceeds.
Massage and an oil change, huh? Hey now.
But all the proceeds will be helping people in recovery. So that's what it's about. It's about helping the next person. And if you're in the area, if you are in the far northeast of Philly, well, anywhere in Philly, we're just a hop, skip, and a jump right off of 95.
The
But
township over.
yeah, so feel free to reach out to me if you want any information. You can go to my page and find the flyer on my page with some information. I think it's from 7 to 11. So, come check it out.
We're just far enough outside of Philly just to avoid being hit by any stray gunfire, I'd say.
Yes.
Down of range. Sometimes you hear one whizzing by in the night.
Well, it is Bristol, so. But really, come on out and it's a really good time. So
Bristol fires one or two shots at a time. Philly, it's not uncommon for 50 rounds to be spent all over the street out there. It's like a third world country.
Yeah, Larry says a rub as long as you don't rub me the wrong way. That would be a massage, yoga, whatever.
Oh, Mr. Larry, we love you a long time.
Yeah, whatever you have out there that you might be able to provide, then hit us up. Let me know. Let's see what else. The family support meeting will be running every Wednesday through January. So we have 2 more weeks. We have a speaker this week coming up. His name is Will. He will be at our family support at the Chapman Building on the Living Green campus in Bensalem.
Starting in February, we're going to go back to once every other week.
Right. So I'll put those dates out there. They're still going back and forth on dates, so I don't have a in stone yet. So I will let you know once we switch to the every other Wednesday. There is talk on doing a free Zoom on the off Wednesday, so I'll keep you posted on that as well.
Why you push that big tree just a little bit more right out of camera angle?
And then we have Eric joining in. I'm going to be a papa again. It's
cool.
a boy due July 4th. Awesome. Love
man.
it. Can't wait to see it.
Congratulations, Grandpa.
I hope they name it Eric. Well, no, never mind. That's nothing but trouble.
Name him Spartacus.
Spartacus.
I wanted to name my son
Hey,
Spartacus
Margie.
in the worst way. They wouldn't let me.
Yes.
Ain't nobody going to mess with a kid named Spartacus.
No, there won't. But the kids just signed up Jackson for kindergarten. I'm like, no, it's too soon. She's still just a baby.
Can't wait to bring all them germs home from school every day.
Yeah, like they don't have enough already.
I remember when their father started school. Oh my God, it was like typhoid coming through the house for the first couple of months.
So yeah, that's always fun bringing all those germs in. But yeah, so we'll figure it out. If not, there's other opportunities out there. There's other locations that you can to go to meetings to as well. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what's going on. Maybe we'll get a bigger crowd on every other Wednesday. Who knows? We'll play it by ear and see what happens. But I do know that there is a need for that type of program for the community because the addiction is just really crazy. And hey, Stacy, not everybody likes the fellowship feeling. So I just, hope that, that doesn't sway people from leaving or,
Speaking of fellowship,
let people down.
Me and Lori attended a Nar-Anon meeting. We took a newbie over there to introduce them to Nar-Anon. They're good friends with us, this one meeting. And I couldn't help but notice that Nar-Anon still uses addict and clean. In other words, like everybody else is abolishing that type of stigmatized language in their programs, but Nar-Anon's still going strong with it. I just found it different. I mean, I try to monitor what I say very closely to censor what I say. Depending on what group of people I'm with. But that whole big movement on the stigmatized language. It's a little over the top at times, I think, but who am I to judge? I mean, the only people that use the old language is the same people we're trying to protect. Because most people, in recovery or in active state, refuse to use that terminology. It just cracks me up. So I don't know who we're protecting. Everybody's got their own idea what's best for everyone.
I mean, they are trying to change the terminology so people view it more as the disease that it is than a moral failure. So, I mean, I know I understand it. I get why they do it, but it is what it is. Like our loved ones, still go by their street
Say,
lingo
we
and
don't
all.
use addict. We say someone with a substance use disorder. We don't say, "Oh, you're clean now." No, you're now substance free. I don't know. It is what it is. Trying to make everything nicey nice. How's everybody doing out there tonight? Anybody got anything they want to talk about? Any ideas? We were going to speak about manipulation. You know how when we're in our throes of addiction, what we would do to manipulate the people around us to get what we want. It could be through anything, idle threats, anything.
It can be
I mean,
like
temper tantrums, threats.
threats, and just playing the one parent or spouse
Playing on one
against
the other. To
the
get
other.
put
You
the
know,
whole family in turmoil.
right? The spouse, will go to the mother or the stepmother or the mother-in-law or, they're always trying to play somebody against another simply to get what they want when they need
And
it.
keep chaos in the mix.
Yeah.
And when chaos prevails, it takes the attention off of them. It's called reflection or deflection.
Deflection. Stacy Jones says, my nephew that overdosed last year this month, he got justice for his death. The guy who sold him the drugs, got arrested for murder. In my mind, I know my nephew chose to get high, but he didn't choose to die. He didn't choose to do fentanyl. That killed him. The guy has been charged with his death. To me, that is justice, and he can't hurt anyone else. Kid or nephew, brother. And, that's a slippery slope for me as well.
Yeah, we'll take the high road out of respect for your situation. Mm-hmm. But you did kind of answer the question yourself there, whereas, that was his choice. Mm-hmm. And sadly enough, that guy that sold it to him, he's just another addict. He's
Right.
not the big guy. He's not the big shot. He's not even a middleman. He's just a low-level, street-level person just distributing the goods there for the big people to make the big money. He's getting enough just to support his own habit at most.
Yeah, and that's a shame.
And he's replaced it within seconds with another person doing the same thing.
Yeah, and
it gives you a little feeling of righteousness over the whole thing, which you deserve. It's terrible, but that guy didn't sell him that to be an overdose. That guy's not compounding that mixture. He's just getting whatever he gets is already pre-mixed in bags. He's just selling it. He had nothing to do with the compounding of substances in it. And don't make him right. It's wrong, But it's really not getting at the problem is what I'm getting at. I mean, the guy did wrong. He deserves whatever he gets. But it didn't solve anything. We got to go after the bigger people that are moving this thing. We got to go after these people from China that are bringing it in through Mexico in droves. I mean, these are the people who are killing 80, 90,000 people a year here.
yeah.
Really, it is. Everybody's just cut up in a vacuum. Whenever there's money to be made, you'll find somebody to tote the line and go out there and sell the goods. I mean, you'll never stop it at a street level. At street level, I mean, every addict in the world would be more than glad to just start selling your goods just to support their habits. There's an endless supply of salesmen.
And
Sadly
and unfortunately, fentanyl is the thing. Most cities don't even see heroin anymore. It's fentanyl. It's everything has fentanyl in it, or
You're not going to find any heroin in the heroin supply. And everybody knows it, so everybody take it. They know it's fentanyl. There's fentanyl in it. I mean, it's Russian roulette. It's just
it
a
is
very dangerous game out there. You just never know
Nope.
how strong it is.
You don't know
at any given
what
time.
you're getting.
I mean, one day it could be too strong. One day it would be not as strong. I mean, these people aren't compounding pharmacists. You ever see
Nope.
the way they mix it? You'd be shocked.
And sometimes it's I mean it's in everything. You go and get some Xanax bars, whatever they're called. Xanny bars. For the most part, even they aren't even Xanax anymore. It's just fentanyl. Everything. It's just fentanyl.
I mean, everything, things you would not even expect it to be in. It's in now because they want you to get hooked on their product. Because once you get hooked on the fentanyl, you're going to be buying your cocaine from that guy because now you're hooked on fentanyl. And regular cocaine's not going to do it for you. No, it's if you can even find regular cocaine anymore, who knows? Like Lori said, it's in everything.
It's in everything, and it's a shame because, that's what happens. You have to, buy enough so that you're not robbing people, you're not stealing, in order to have the money to get more when you need more. So they buy enough that they can, use, but also have more to sell, so they have more money to buy more. Like it's an ugly, ugly circle. It's an ugly circle, and there's no way we can stop it until we can stop the people that are bringing it in and dealing with that. And
And the longer our government drags their feet at getting to the head of the snake on this, the more snakes that spawn from the original things. It just gets so big, it almost seems impossible to stop.
Yep. And then, you get rid of one and three more are there to take their place. It's,
no problem finding mules to run it over from Mexico.
Nope.
So,
I've been watching that.
We got to put the heat on China.
I've been watching that show
Actually
Vice.
Produces the product.
Yeah, that Vice has been very interesting. How they're getting it through and how they're catching some of it, and if they could catch all of it, that would be amazing. But they just can't. But and Margie, again, the horse tranquilizers, that's been going around for quite some time now, and that's causing a lot of people that do get to that point where they're sick and tired of being sick and tired, but they can't get the help that they need because they have to go to the hospital because of all the open wounds that they're dealing with.
Yeah, it's just the deck is just so stacked against you nowadays out there. I mean, like Lori says, if you're lucky enough to score a bid, to get into a rehab and score a bid, they might not accept you because your physical condition. Like she's saying, your open wounds and such and this and that. Hey, people are torn up, man. Torn up. With this trank and just falling out from the fentanyl and getting all scraped up and torn up, and then you end up getting sepsis and all from your injection sites. It just goes on, and they look at you like, you can get medically clear before we can let you in here. Then that's a whole other thing.
And Stacy, I'm
and
not.
The clock's running the whole time, against you.
And I'm not, downplaying it. It's horrible. It's sad. Nobody should die, especially when there's so many sources out there to save lives now. It's heartbreaking, whether it's something that was caused from an overdose or anything. It's just so sad, but it's getting so bad out there. There's just so many people losing their lives senselessly, and yeah, you have every right to be angry. When we're out there using, it's Russian roulette. Either you're going to do, what you normally do and who you're getting it through and you survive, or you're going to, get that one bag that, takes you out. And it's just so sad. And it's so sad because nobody wants to die. But then, they get so deep into it, and then we end up with, they hope that they don't wake up because they're just so sick and tired of being this way, and they're too afraid to get the help that's out there. They don't think that they are worthy of it. They don't want to deal with, what they've put their family through or what they have seen on the streets. And, they don't know there's a way out. And, they just think, the best thing for me to do is just not wake up one day. And it's, you hear that on so many levels with people that, do speaking commitments. They tell you that, they're out there and they want to get better, but they don't know how. They don't know what they can do to get better. So I'm just reading.
We see your point, Stacy. I mean, you're angry. You just want to see somebody pay the price. I mean, what is in the, that's understandable.
But
Just the question. Suppose somebody asked your nephew, "Hey, pick me up a bag down around the corner." He said, "Yeah, okay." So your nephew picks up a bag on the corner and sells it to his friend who asked for it, and his friend dies. Would your nephew have been charged with murder?
Right.
He had no idea what was in that bag.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's kind of how it goes. I mean, it's
and
nobody
that's
knows. It's a gamble. I mean, what you're getting into when you take a drug anywhere down
Yeah.
the corner. I mean, it's one of the things. It's a bad situation. I mean, I feel sad for these people. You don't know what you're getting at any time. I mean, back years and years ago, if anything, it would have been cut with something benign. You know what I mean? Baking soda, baby laxative.
yeah.
I mean, just to stretch it out. I mean, nothing to make it so friggin' potent that, it could kill you. I mean, boom, fast. I mean, like you say, you have no tolerance for it. But, I mean, I don't know how long ago your nephew passed away, but fentanyl's been in the chain for years now. I mean,
I know here in Philly there's like no heroin anymore. It's all fentanyl.
It's hard to find.
Yeah.
Heroin in
It's
this area. Mm-hmm. But now everybody's hooked on the fentanyl, even though they like heroin. But fentanyl's stronger, but it's more short-lived.
Mm-hmm.
The half-life, and when people do heroin now, it's not going to take the edge off because the fentanyl is so much more powerful. They need that just to feel well.
Yeah. It's sad.
It's insanity. It really is. It's a shame.
It is. It's really sad. I'm not sure about the mobile methadone. I'm sure that's something that they're trying to get. I don't have a problem with any path that's taken for recovery.
Whatever works for you. I mean.
That is a path that is up to that person. I'll never bash anybody for doing the methadone, the Suboxone, the Vivitrol, Sublocade. I am really, really, really pro Vivitrol. And I'm very, very pro the 12-step. I think that they are amazing tools if you really put your mind and your efforts towards that. But there are some people that just can't do it. And you know what? If they have to do methadone or Suboxone or Sublocade to keep them alive.
Whatever keeps you alive, man. But we do recommend trying other methods first before and just going straight to methadone. I mean,
right.
Use methadone as like your fail-safe system. I mean, as a last resort maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's so many other paths that are easier on your body.
Uh-huh.
I mean, methadone works. So methadone itself is an opiate, and it's tough on the body, man.
Mm-hmm.
Gets into your bones and everything else. So, when you've exhausted all other avenues, by all means, if it's methadone, it gets you to lead a productive life and stay alive. By all means, do so.
Exactly. It's so important that you find the path that works best for you. I'm not going to bash you for doing marijuana or whatever. If that keeps you alive
Exactly.
and it doesn't take you back to your drug of choice or using on top of it, then more power to you.
But don't think that all these other ones don't have their side effects and their associated problems as well. I mean, everybody was on the kratom kick a few years ago. All of a sudden, they found all the side effects of kratom, and people become addicted to kratom. I mean,
And
yeah,
again,
moderation, folks, moderation.
I'm a firm believer that if you're going to do the Subucade, Subutex, the methadone, you still need to get counseling. You still need a support team.
Yeah, it's not the
to
magic.
keep
It's not
you.
the magic elixir. I mean,
You just can't
the
take
meetings,
it.
You need support
Yes.
to go along with it to have a more of a success rate. I mean, it's not just a magic elixir. I'm going to take that and I'll really find out. You still got to go to meetings. You still got to be involved in your recovery. You got to embrace your recovery, no matter what road you take. Just don't take it for granted. Say, "Oh, I'm good to go now." You take that attitude, you're going to relapse quickly. I mean, you really are.
And-
it works if you work it. I always say that, and I say it for a reason because it's proven.
Right.
Recovery works if you work it. I mean, if it was easy, there would be nobody in recovery. It's like, it's not easy. It takes a lot of work, but the payoff is, you can't put a price on the payoff. You get to live. You get your life back. I mean, you're not running and ripping every day. I mean, it's exhausting. That's why they say, you get to a point where you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, and then you and only you come to that epiphany or conclusion that, man, I got to change shit up here. This is just, I can't do it no more. And we only hope that you can stay alive long enough to get to that epiphany. See, that's the whole balancing act. That's the danger. Years ago, you could run around for years in your heroin addiction. Or now, man, every day is a crapshoot, man. It's like you never know what you're getting in the bag.
Nope. And like Margie says, so if my doctor prescribes Mary Jane with counseling rather than a pill handmade, it doesn't, whatever you choose to use for your path of recovery is whatever you choose. But it is absolutely important to take counseling as well, because and to have a support group. And I know it's so difficult out there to go into the rooms and be on medically assisted treatment. I do know how difficult that is, because most of them don't see that as being clean. Or being,
folks, she used that word clean.
Yes.
It'll be noted it wasn't me.
but that is the one thing that they look down upon. But you don't have to go into a meeting and tell them that you're on anything. You just go and you get the support that you need. And, they don't have to know that you're on methadone or Suboxone. They don't have to know that your doctor has prescribed anti-anxiety medication or depression medication, because some people do need these things in order to live a healthy life.
And let it be said, some people need these medications to get off of the illicit drugs.
Exactly.
Because let's face it, I'd say more than half of people afflicted by substance use disorder have an underlying issue, a mental health issue. Mm-hmm. And if we can balance out that issue, it may take care of your issue with illicit drugs, because you're turning to them to numb you, to get you feeling better about yourself and such, in a different frame of mind, because of your underlying issue. And when it happens, you're self-medicating, and now it becomes two issues. You got a mental health issue and a substance use disorder issue. One morphs into the other, So sometimes it's important to step back and get yourself stabilized. I mean, it could be a whole host of things, clinical depression, PTSD. I mean, it could be childhood trauma, any kind of trauma. You got to address these issues, and that's what happens. I mean, we start self-medicating, and we feel at first you feel better, like, I finally feel at ease with myself. I finally feel like I fit in, and then lo and behold, it just becomes another issue. You just become consumed with the substance, whether it be drugs or alcohol.
Yep.
Sometimes people start drinking to numb the pain from this issue, that issue. And at first, it works. But then you build a dependency on the alcohol. And now you become an alcoholic, and you don't feel well without it. So you got to drink to feel well. And like any other drug of choice, it takes more and more to get you where you feel you need to be. And I guess the point, you just start drinking copious amounts of alcohol. I mean, like unbelievable amounts. I mean, I talk to people, I hear stories, people develop conditions such as wet brain and stuff like that. I mean, people drinking a half a gallon of vodka a day or more. Like, wow, how do you physically do that? It just makes you wonder, but your body just builds such a tolerance for it. And then it gets to a point where if you don't drink it, you become ill. You're in withdrawal. So it's really important to get all your underlying issues addressed. I mean, you got to come to grips with whether you have them or not. I mean, nobody wants to say, I think I got a mental health issue. You may. Mm-hmm. And it could be your way out of this bottomless pit you're getting into. It's... we always say till you hit rock bottom, but then somebody always finds that trap door to sink even lower into their addiction, so it's just kind of a catchphrase, hit rock bottom, hit bottom. I mean, you can always find a way to sink lower and lower, and it's just, until you break that chain, of events. I mean, it's just not going to stop. It's only you that can come to that conclusion that, I got to make a change in this. And it's that other saying we say, nothing changes if nothing changes.
Exactly.
And people can't change it for you all the time. Unless, you become incarcerated or something else. But even with that, I mean, there's drugs in prison, there's drugs in jail, you know what I mean? And if you don't go to meetings or treat it, you're going to come out, you're going to pick up right where you'd left off. And you might end up flat on your face because your tolerances went down so low, and you can end up overdosing hours after you get out of jail. I mean, it happens all the time. People know, well, I'll do a little less because I've been incarcerated. With this fentanyl, a little tiny bit could be too much, especially, if your tolerance has dropped that low, So I feel awful, It's just that, like I said earlier, the deck is just stacked so against you. I can't say just how careful we really got to be. And then when you start ripping and running, you're not thinking about being careful. You know what I mean? You get all caught up in a moment. You become all consumed in your addiction. And you're not paying as close attention to these things as you would have to. But it all comes with the territory. I mean, you're not to blame. I mean, I don't know.
Right. And Margie says she had a friend reach out to her, and she was so close to getting help, and now she doesn't want it. Please keep her in your thoughts. She's broken right now, and that's a shame, because that's what happens. The system really puts the walls up everywhere, and it's so very sad to see how many walls we have to break through to get the help that we need. And I'll say it again, our system feels that they have lost our loved ones use from Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 4:30, and
that's what we always say that too, folks. And it rings so true. What she says.
It does, because
they think we're like bankers, You only need help between certain hours, and Monday through Friday, and every weekends are holidays. I mean,
nobody that.
Hey, well, call us back on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Like this week.
Right.
Holiday on Monday. Call us on Tuesday.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can get you a bed.
Right. we're celebrating Martin Luther
Friday
King.
night now.
Yeah.
Late at night. We really can't help you. It's 9:35. And we won't be back in the office till Tuesday.
Right, and because we're stuck with insurance again. We have to wait for the insurance company to
Nobody
open
can
up.
move without the insurance companies, and it's
But
mind-boggling.
yeah, but the window when they're ready, when they're truly ready, when they're really truly ready,
It's a small window.
because if they are really, really true to wanting to get better, they will suck it up and do the time it takes to wait for that bed or that phone call.
But
But
the
it's-
window is small, really. I mean, like you can so easily talk yourself out of it. Or somebody
So easily.
says something to you, like Margie, your girlfriend. Who knows what she might have heard from a friend? Well, they're gonna wait 2 days before it gets out of your system. They're not gonna give you any comfort meds. You're gonna be detoxing. You're gonna, just the rumor mill just is so prevalent in the recovery community. Everybody's an expert. And they're always scaring everybody else and they're pursuing their recovery. I don't know what they think they're protecting them from. They're protecting them from sobriety. But everybody say the rumor mill starts, and now you're really scared to go ahead, and then you sit, you mull it over, and like the longer you have to think about it, the more you're going to talk yourself out of it, and that's the catch-22 because we just can't move fast enough sometimes. Get somebody better, get them into treatment, and in the meantime, they're living inside their own head. They're starting to get antsy. They're starting to feel the effects, and it's like, nah, I can't do it, and they chicken out. It's scary. Nobody wants to be detoxing. It's without any help. And you hear this story all the time. I was sitting there. I was like 8 hours. I'm waiting in this place. And I'm like, fine. I couldn't take it anymore. I mean, I don't think I could sit 8 hours anywhere for anything. I mean, you could be handing out free lobster tails. I couldn't sit 8 hours. But I'm like, that's I'm gonna go get a Big Mac. Yeah, not to make light of it, but let alone like sitting there and feeling really uncomfortable and feeling sick and ill on top of it all, and still having to wait to 8 hours.
Right.
It's horrible.
And it is it's just we have a caller. It's
How about a caller? How you doing?
Pickup order? Oh, I'm sorry, it's the wrong number. Okay. Yeah, what struck me was talking about the one person shared about wanted to get help and then changed their mind, and I could understand that because for me, and for others, I've heard stories of like people that get so close to want to do it, then as time goes by, they have a change of mind. And I always was the one that thought, like, if they're close to wanting to get help and need to get help, like, kind of push them a little. Kind of, don't let it out of their heads. Try to encourage people to, you think about getting help, go get help, because that's what worked for me. And if just one, if you lose time, time's a killer when it comes to recovery, especially when the person's borderline. When they're hesitant and
Right.
they don't want to, they do want to do it, they don't want to do it, and you don't know what's going through their heads as far as like, yeah, I want to do it, but I don't want to go away, I don't want to do this step work, I don't, and they think of things, of reasons or excuses, whatever you want to do, not to want it. When I think encouragement and it's kind of a pushy attitude, not pushy attitude, but, kind of egg them on a little bit, like, but, this is going to be great. Sure, it's not going to be easy, but, give it a try. What's the worst that could happen?
Mm-hmm. And that's we can only be there and support them in whatever their intention is. And if they are wanting, hey Liz, if they are truly wanting to get the help, be there for them, be their coach. Just listen. And listening is a skill that we all need to learn, because so many people just have their opinions and want to voice them, and they don't want to hear and they don't want to listen. So,
You know what they say about opinions. I don't have to go there.
but it's true. We need that support. This is the one time that we can catch them when they're falling, and hopefully get them through that difficult time. I know that when my loved one was ready to go in, I gotta go get high. I can't, they're not going to take me if I don't have enough. I'm getting sick. And oh my God, I just felt so helpless at that point. And that's before my education. That was before, I knew that, okay, let's go do that, and not realizing that that could be the last time, and I'm not talking the last time they go into treatment and they get all better. That means the last time. That would be the one time that they take that drug and they don't live through it. And, and now I'm educated, and I know that, when they relapse and they go back out, that could be the last time they go out. I know now that, I just need to get high before I go in, could be the end. So, just stick with them, just hang in with them, and support them through that. Could take up to 8-10 hours to get a bed. Could take 2 days to get a bed. Fight through it, and keep fighting through it. Oh, I see you found your button there, Eric. So, did anybody help you, like, get a bed, or?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was very fortunate to get a bed in Livinggreen.
Mm-hmm.
It was through my cousin and a person who, has a person, who's my sponsor, who has somebody living there, working there,
Mm-hmm.
that got me a bed in Livinggreen. And, it was just, the timing was everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great. It worked, got in Livinggreen, and that started me on my way. And,
Right.
yeah.
And
Another thing I want to bring up, too, is I watched the National Geographic. They had like 3 programs. They were old ones, but maybe you can get up on YouTube. It's called Drugged. And one was, they each had 1 hour show. One was about alcohol, one was about heroin, and the other one was about cocaine. But the alcohol, obviously, me being an alcoholic, I really tuned into that thing. It shows you a younger person who was like totally hooked on alcohol. He tried a couple times to get clean, but he just couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And like he fell down, like his injured hip. He always, he would limp, and he was like, when people would drive him to the doctors or to the store or something, he always wanted them to. He's begging them to stop and get him a bottle, like a half pint of something. And he would like take a swig and have some swig of soda. And his mom tried to like ration it off, but that didn't work either. And he was so bad. He finally decided to go to rehab, but it was too late. It was one of those abstinence type of rehabs. And like 7 days later, he died because of the alcohol. And it's just, it's just a reminder, if people can get, get that magic voice, that magic gift of gab, of that tongue, you can try to get these people in there because it's only the start of something better.
It is.
Get them in there, and well, then it's up to them to stay there. But
Exactly.
get them in the door, because what I saw on that show was pretty sad. It was very sad.
I can tell you a sad story about the National Geographic specials. Did you ever hear my story about when I was doing outreach in Kensington? I spot this young guy on the corner looked really out of place because I always look at my people down there, and you could tell somebody doesn't fit in. And you can tell he was really a newbie, and a young guy, good looking kid, real young though. And I started talking to him. He's very articulate. So I said, "Listen, man, I'm Pappy and blah blah blah." I said, "I just got to ask, what are you doing here? You just don't fit in. You look out of place." He said, I said, "Well, what brings you here?" He goes, "I'm too embarrassed to talk about it." I said, "Oh, feel me. I mean, this is what I do, you know." He said he was watching the National Geographic Channel. It's a special. And on the show, it stated that the best heroin in the nation was available in the Kensington section of Philadelphia. He said, "Pappy,
I'm not
I like the next day I was on a Greyhound bus. He lived like in Oregon and Washington State, like way out there. And I came to Kensington. I've been stuck here for like a month. I can't get out. And and now I'm just so hooked on this stuff, and I've exhausted all my funds, and this I can't even get home if I wanted to." And they says, and to be honest with you, I don't want to because it's just it's like a vortex, man. It just sucks you in, man. Don't let you go.
It does.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I didn't see him again, so I don't know if he got it out or what. Because I kept an eye out for him for a couple months. I didn't see him no more. But that was just his true story. Watching television, you know, on the Discovery Channel, Nat Geo, and they made that statement. And I wonder how many other people came to the city in search of the best heroin in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this is like pre-Fetty too. This is pre-fentanyl.
Yeah. This is
I
like
mean-
2016, 17.
And it's like when the heroin was like 98% on the streets of Philadelphia, man. It was like the best around. And it's just frightening. I mean, that's how advertising works, you know. Like they advertise without even meaning to advertise.
Right.
Just trying to state some facts, man, and like fishing, man. And people are like, boom,
And
they're
that
heading this way.
and just the same as, you know, people like, "Oh, don't take that stamp like devil," because people are dying from it. They don't understand that when they put that out there, that people are running for that bag because it's the best, and they're smarter than that, and they won't die. And it just, you know, social media has completely killed our country.
Yeah.
Eric
Yep.
says,
They absolutely have.
yeah,
It was, and you know, like you said, like, oh, you know, this is a drug problem. Philadelphia has the best heroin, so where are all the addicts going to run to?
exactly.
It's like, you know, it's like a friggin' sale. You know?
Well, I have a feeling we're going to have a bigger problem with alcoholism shortly, because the drug supply is so dangerous. I can only see people turning more to alcohol, a more safe alternative. You know what I mean? To numb themselves and such. I mean,
That was my story. When I stopped doing the drugs, I substituted, you know, I drank, but not heavily because I was doing other things too. Then when I stopped all the drugs altogether, I just added more alcohol into the diet, we'll say. And it finally took the grip on me, and I couldn't get over it. I couldn't stop it. I couldn't control it. And it was horrible.
well, you can only abuse Viagra so much before you start knocking things over in the house and stuff. It just gets out of hand.
Yeah, it's funny. I went to an online meeting, and they talked about the 3 M's, and I forget what the hell it was. But one of them was masturbation. I said, what?
The 3 M's. I gotta look this up.
Yeah, and I'm going like, the one guy said, you know, when the meeting was over, I said, well, good night, everybody. Enjoy your masturbation. And so I can't do it tonight. I can't choke my chicken. I have arthritis.
Oh my God. The whole show's going off the rails, folks. Going off the rails.
And here
Yeah,
we go,
well,
the 3 M's, and the only
That was
thing
me. And you wanted me to come
3 M's.
over. So I told you they couldn't take 2 weeks in a row of me.
And here he is. He learned about
Yeah.
the 3 M's tonight, and the only thing he remembers is masturbation.
Money,
Yeah.
money, manners, and masturbation. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Hey, Eric, can you give us any insight on the 3 M's? Eric's very insightful on these type of things. He's very good with the acronyms.
And Eric has up there that recovery is an inside job, and that's where it starts.
Yeah.
And it can't be truer. That is like right on point. That is, where things are. And a lot of our loved ones stay in it because they're not dealing with the shit that's like festering inside them. And
That's weird. I don't have that one post from Eric, but I got
and
everything
I
else.
know Eric is
I think it says it's an inside job, and then Liz with the snowflakes. What is
but
this?
it's not on ours because Eric pushes buttons and stuff.
Yeah, I wish somebody pushed my buttons, but that's another story for another time.
So what am I on? What's it showing me? What?
Oh, okay. I'm going to get off and maybe somebody
Oh,
else.
jeez. Come on, Larry. Really?
And it just keeps
Oh, what a
going.
poor choice of words.
All right, you want to keep going?
Poor
Okay.
choice of words, Larry.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
think you realize that.
If you get banned from YouTube, don't blame me. Okay.
Holy crap, yeah. She's banned from Facebook again.
Yeah. No, I'm back on.
Are you
I'm back
now?
on.
Oh, yeah. Somebody said, yeah, how do I
My-
get rid of mice
my-
in my house? My wife goes, burn it down and start fresh. They put her in Facebook jail for saying that.
They're just lovely people on Facebook there. But I'm back. Apparently, I'm back, but I'm not allowed to mention anything on any live feeds. I am banned from live feeds. I am banned from news media, and one other thing that I'm not allowed to post on. So, and
Oh, great.
and all of my posts go down to the bottom, so nobody will really see them. But it's so funny because everybody's commenting on them, so I don't know how far down the bottom I am.
Facebook is keeping us
Yeah.
all safe. Keeping us all
Yes,
safe.
keeping us all safe.
Thank you, Mr.
Stop the rainy.
Zuckerberg.
Yeah. Far down bottom. Yeah. Yeah. Don't mention religion either.
No,
Oh,
That
don't.
might offend somebody too.
Yep. We don't want to offend anybody. We are here to help people. We are not here to
Yeah.
steer them away. And that's
It's
that.
funny, more.
Gotta be mi-
Good.
Mr. Spock, you got to be highly illogical. Nothing, just plain nice and level. No ups, no downs, no
Right.
feelings.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Oh, I've been showing off that mug, man. I showed my cousin today. Oh, I love it, man. I absolutely love it.
Oh, I'm
We knew
glad.
that wouldn't ring true with you, Eric. We
What?
knew you.
Yeah, the mug you made me, not my face. I just make sure you get that.
Eric's
yeah.
ears perked up. I'm sure he's looking this up, the 3M's.
Yeah, he's looking
Yeah.
up the 3 M's now. But yeah, that's I'm glad that you like it. So far I've presented 3 people a mug and they've all really loved it. So
Yeah.
Okay, Bugsy.
I'm so glad that that you loved it because that is
Yeah.
money, murder, and masturbation.
Money murder. Okay, yeah.
Is that it?
I don't know. It sounds good.
The 3M's, people.
Oh
Yeah.
God! This
Oh,
show
we're
is.
going off the rails. We're
We
going to
better.
be.
We
Well,
better.
when I go back to that meeting, I'll have to ask the guy who said it.
Yes.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
the word?
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yes.
I think it was money murder and manipulation.
Manipulation.
So
I don't know. I'm off the rails now. That's all I can think about. My mind went blank, and now Eric's laughing, so now I'm laughing even more.
yeah. Well,
Thanks,
I have
Larry, for a little
arthritis,
levity.
Yes.
yeah.
Thanks.
I don't have any hand cream anyway, so I have
Oh, all right.
I have
all right.
icy
Oh,
hot.
my goodness. Oh, jeez.
I have icy hot, but I don't know if that's gonna work.
Oh, Lord. Oh, my. Okay.
Turned
so
into an
moving right
R-rated-
along.
Yes.
R-rated recovery. Okay.
I don't know what that. With that arthritis, you might want to try polygrip on your hands. I don't know,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Oh,
anyway,
God.
folks, let's moving right along. We're getting really
Yes.
derailed. We'll be frightening
We'll be-
some
Yeah,
of
let me
our
get
new
off
viewers.
Yeah. Let me get off before, like,
Oh, there he goes again.
the FCC comes after you.
Yes,
Yeah.
right. I think I hear a helicopter.
Well,
Yeah.
it's
And the
always
Mara police comes after me.
yes. It's always
All
a
right.
pleasure to hear from you, and thanks for giving us a holler.
Thank you for checking in, Larry.
Okay. Sure.
Take
See
care,
ya.
honey.
That's our good friend Larry, good friend of the show. He's on frequently.
Yes, and yeah, he kills me.
There goes
that-
our PG rating, but
Yeah, I don't know.
Margie's laughing too. It's like
I don't know how many we lost on that
I don't know.
conversation.
Yeah, I don't know. What's the numbers are going down? I don't know. Sometimes we just can't help it.
No,
Hey, you know what? A little levity is fine in the recovery
Yes.
field. I mean, always remember that. Maybe not that type, but yeah, whatever. But recovery doesn't have to be all doom and gloom. You
No.
can have fun.
we
A
have
little
to.
levity.
Yep.
I mean, it lightens it up. It lightens it up, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's
Eric-
one thing you'll find on this show. That's right.
Eric says, "Is that the right order, though?"
Here, see, you just couldn't let it go. You couldn't let it go. It's like a forest fire. It just keeps spreading. Too much kindling. Too much kindling.
Yes.
I don't know. Inquiring minds want to know. I'll be googling that tonight.
Yes.
But
What's the other one?
but
Rainbows?
but all kidding aside, which is probably not tonight, but that is another issue. I mean, people have sex addictions, and whether it's alone or in groups, I don't know, but it's a serious problem. We make light of it, but that too is a serious problem, and people that suffer from it, man, they. It might be fun in the beginning, but it becomes a horrible, agonizing lifestyle. It really does. I remember one of the pages that I was on that I monitor a lot of pages. I sandbag and just sit back and read. And the one I went on a whole thing about that. These people started talking about it. I said, man, you never really think of it in those parameters, and they start, describing it. It's like their infidelity and all because they just can't control themselves. And it's like, you never really think of it like that. So we tend to make light of it, It's like, well, that'd be a problem. That'd be awesome, You start reading it, it's not.
no.
You know what I mean? It's just it's an overwhelming part of their lives. I mean, it's an addiction. It's like a drug or any other substance. I mean,
Gambling.
it's an act, sure. Like gambling's an addiction. It's an act that creates euphoria. Get your brain pumping. The dopamine levels going up.
Well, look
Sex
at
could be like that. Shopping.
look at these people that you do rock climbing and everything. It's a sport and everything, but it's a euphoric feeling.
Sure, it gets the adrenaline pumping.
And it's a challenge.
Got a
and
good friend of ours in the field, goes out running for no reason at all. Well, two of them actually. Can't
of
figure
them.
it out for me, but they get a lot of enjoyment out of it. The only time I run is when there's not a line at the bathroom. And we got a lot of people in this house, so you see an opening. That's the only time you see me run. But
Yeah. If you see me running, you better run because something's chasing me.
and a lot of people that go into recovery take on other things to fill that void in their life of more is better. You know what I mean? I heard people, we heard so many stories out here. One guy used to buy sneakers every payday. He had like over 100 pair of sneakers. I mean, he had to have more and that would give him that thrill. Some people exercise. Some people get into exercise so seriously they injure themselves.
Yeah.
But they're just so hell bent on the exercise because it's a natural way for them, for the endorphins and everything else start pumping in your brain there. You get like a high off of it.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful. I mean, too much exercise could hurt you. I would never do that. I thought about exercising this morning. I laid down to the thought passed, but that's just another story for another day.
But I mean, they'll do that whole, that the weightlifting and everything until they don't have clothes that can fit them because
Margie, it's getting off again. Oh my gosh, it just doesn't end. Well, have a pleasurable evening, Larry.
Larry.
Oh my gosh.
but it's true. There's just so many different things. Stealing, just stealing little things can bring that euphoric feeling up because they feel like they're getting away with something, and it's just a challenge. It's crazy, but it's a thing. It's and it's true. There's so many people that are in recovery that just turn to other things. The more now. But as long as it keeps you alive, then, go buy sneakers. And that's really, not going to kill you. It might make you a little poor, but especially if they're good sneakers. Amazon addiction, yes. I see that's all I see in my neighborhood now.
That's true too. I mean that Amazon addiction, it's the whole thrill of like the ordering and the anticipation for it to arrive. Whereas it's more of a thrill. Whereas you can go right to the store and immediately get what you want, and then the whole thrill's over because you have it. But that anticipation for that day or two, for that to show up at the door and. Yeah, I wouldn't know because nothing ever comes to the house for me.
By the way, your plungers came today.
But ooh, my plungers!
And you know what? Funny you should say that. A money addiction can also be a relapse. So many people put money in their hands, and it can put them right over the edge and right back to the races again.
A lot of things are a trigger.
It's
Larry needs a cigarette. He hasn't smoked in 20 years.
But yeah, it's crazy to think that just having money in your hand after being in recovery for so long can be something that triggers you. And I have money. I have enough money to go buy and take them right there.
Larry, when you go to your MA meetings, do you guys shake hands or just fist bump? Yeah, with COVID and all.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny. Margie made a comment earlier about the Walmart and Kensington heroin and all. It's like the Walmart of heroin. I heard another expression in Walmart today. Johnson & Johnson is discontinuing making their COVID vaccine because it was referred to, well, people aren't taking as much now, but it was referred to as the Walmart vaccine. Because I guess it's the one they were distributing at Walmart's at a reduced rate. Yeah, the Walmart vaccine. Mm-hmm. Boy, Walmart just gets such negative publicity on things sometimes.
Such a bashing.
I love Walmart.
I hate Walmart.
I love it. I'd like to look at the clientele.
Larry says they goose each other.
It's gone downhill.
But bump.
We're all out of witty banner.
Yes.
But,
so anybody out there struggling tonight with anything at all that they want to?
Or you got a loved one struggling. You're on the fence what to do, what to say to them.
How to say it.
How to say it, which is very important, and my wife is a very big proponent on that. She's a firm believer of the BOMB system, the BOMB book, and which the BOMB people have gotten word of my wife, and now they're hounding her.
They're not hounding me.
They're trying to get her on board, sign her up.
No, they're not. They're just, I'm here. I'm here to listen, and that's what I do. And
they like her.
And I will sit and I will listen and I will share whatever, I have been through. And if I haven't been through it, but I've heard somebody else that's been through it and have taken suggestions, I will also, be there for that person just to listen or to just share suggestions that I've had or I've heard. And that's what this is all about, just being there for somebody.
See, now I got Eric wondering about the plungers.
I know. Ooh, I might just let you hang until the end of the show, and you have to call me outside the show.
I think there's a dozen of them in the package.
10.
10.
10.
Plungers.
Yes, and that's
And
look
it had
at
nothing to do with hypodermics or anything like that, so don't even think about that.
no, and it doesn't have anything to do with toilets either.
Nothing to do with toilets either. So now you're really thinking.
Well, and you have to be careful of that because before you know it, payday's there and you're like, oh, I need another check because I just blew everything on Amazon. It makes it too easy. And then when you're scrolling through and you see all of these, clearance is
Buy
great,
now.
but
She loves buy now.
I like to put it in the Wish cart and then take it out and throw it away. That's my window shopping through Amazon. I have my Wish cart that I just put it in and then it gets full and I have to empty it out. So, and it's usually stupid stuff.
I love looking up stupid stuff on Amazon. You know that. I did the bizarre stupid stuff. And then, they get wind of it and you start getting all these ads for the stupid stuff.
Uh-huh.
It's like, I don't know. I was walking through Tractor Supply one day and that's another store I love. I mean, they got stuff you never see in regular hardware stores. And I seen these rubber bands for castrating goats and stuff. This tool. Mm-hmm. And they had these 3 different sizes, these rubber bands, depending on what kind of animal you're trying to castrate. So I said, what if they got them on Amazon? It's like, and I look it up and sure as shit, they got them on there.
Yep.
Then I start getting ads for these castration tools on my feed. I go, this is just too funny.
Yep.
Boy, these sneaky bastards.
They are. And
They got everything on Amazon.
they do.
You got a
There's-
goat that needs castration, go on Amazon.
I don't think there's anything in the world you can't get on Amazon.
I would say you're right.
There's nothing, I'm sure. Do you know of anything, son? No. I know of nothing that you can't get on Amazon. I don't care where it's coming from. They'll get it. They'll get it from Mars if they have to, but they'll come up with it. It kills me.
For America shops now.
Mm-hmm. And Eric, you're so right. That could become a real serious issue, and a lot of people have it. Watch the show Hoarders.
We had a friend who would go nameless, some years ago, who was really addicted to shopping, and this person would go and buy all this stuff, and like return it every week. Mm-hmm. Take it all back to the point where this person was put on a blacklist at some stores that they weren't allowed to return anything anymore because they're returning so much stuff. Mm-hmm. And it was like just the thrill of the shop, and then get home, and then you like crash, and you feel guilty, and then you realize,
right,
I really don't need this. I mean, yeah, but it was on sale, It's like,
mm-hmm.
And it's like,
but it was on clearance.
It's on clearance. Look at this great pool filter I got. Oh, I don't have a pool.
Yeah, but it was on clearance, Clarence.
Clarence.
And people do, and then the hoarding starts, and then you can't move in the house, and it just spirals out of control. Like when I watch Hoarders, every now and again I'll just pop on just to get like I can't believe that people are doing this. Like they can't even get into their house. They can't even leave their house.
It gets even more worse than that. My son experienced firsthand. One time helping a friend of his had an uncle that was a hoarder, mm-hmm. and you can't believe to what extremes they go to. And I don't even want to go to it. Some of it's disgusting. But
and most of it is.
They can't throw anything away. Trash.
And
human waste. It's one of them. The mother and her
I think
her lasagna's ready.
I think the world's coming to an end.
But like this gentleman would save like his waist. You know, at least his number one waist. I don't know about it. Like it's just they hoard it like that's you know the really far extreme cases. Then they don't throw no trash out. They save every trash bag. I mean it's just damn tunnels. That's how we got our dog. But the gentleman finally he passed away, and then you know he had this baby boxer, and you know they came in and did a well check on him or something. I realized they haven't nobody to take care of the dogs. We were supposed to just watch her for a couple of days till he could find a home for her because it's done well. Of course, we fell in love with her, and we didn't want to part with her. So here we are. How many years later?
She'll be 9.
9 years we have her. I mean,
On the 20th, she'll be 9.
papers and all. I mean, it's a beautiful dog. It's a great dog, but I mean, like, they got him a dog as a companion. It's like maybe it would help with his hoarding, you know, like. No, it's just another illness, another addiction. You know what I mean? Addiction takes all different kinds of avenues, you know, that we don't think of. We take for granted, you know. It could be anything. Things you buy, things you collect. Maybe things you got. I used to collect antique wrenches years ago. I got more antique farm implement wrenches all down in the basement. When I die, there'll be a big dumpster out front for all this stuff. But I just became obsessed with collecting. I thought they were so cool and this and that. They really don't have any purpose for them except for just to look at them. Cool. No, I don't even look at them. They sit downstairs on all these antique toolboxes I used to buy. But I don't know. I still can't part with them. Maybe I have a wrench addiction. I don't know. But I don't know. Anybody got anything to talk about out there? We're out there. Herpes. Oh my gosh, Eric, what's this about? I don't know what's herpes. I just wrote herpes. You know what it is. Wasn't that a movie back in the 70s, Herpy the Love Bug? Isn't that a Disney movie? I don't know. Well, I don't know. We got dead air here, honey. We got
Sorry,
15 more minutes yet.
I have somebody reaching out. So
Somebody's reaching out on the hotline.
on the hotline.
You know,
So-
I thought it was the lasagna. We were running around something to
It is the
get
lasagna.
tonight.
I have
so
to.
we bought one of those frozen lasagnas. The
Yeah, we were supposed to have
Encore,
pizza.
like, which you know
I
are
don't
good
even.
in a pinch.
I don't even care for
We
pizza,
don't make
and I
them things
really
that
wanted
often, but
pizza
in a
tonight.
pinch. She's picking me up from the truck. We ran through Sam's, and we got frozen lasagna. We're running out of things to eat. What do people like to eat? I'm getting tired of all.
I
the
know.
regular
I'm
stuff.
so tired of cooking the same
I'm getting
stuff.
tired of regular stuff. I mean,
I want
I'm looking for
easy.
something new.
I want easy and new. That's what I want.
It's like, I mean, but I'm tired of everything. You think about it. Tired of chicken, tired of beef.
I'll never be tired of Taco Bell. I could eat Taco Bell every day.
I must concur.
I love
do,
Taco
I
Bell.
do enjoy Taco Bell. Probably my favorite fast food place.
Oh my God, I love it. I absolutely love it. I've been wanting a Mexican pizza. I've been wanting pizza. I don't even like
The
pizza,
amazing
and
thing
I
about
want
Taco
pizza.
Bell, they make all those items out of the same 7 ingredients. It's a plethora of items, but same 7 ingredients. It's
But
genius.
it also has a different taste too. It's kind of crazy, but it is.
Genius.
Mary Rose is in the house. Thank you for being here. This is something I need right now because by myself in my head, after my husband relapsed again, took the kids and emergency bags and just left. And that is the most important thing that you can do is have that emergency bag ready to go. You know, it's and
You're
unfortunately
not rambling. You're not rambling.
You're not.
You're stating what you're going through, and it's very brave to state it. Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's the children that come first. That's the most important thing is the children come first. We have another caller.
We will get back to Mary Rose, but we're going to take the call real quick. Our engineer needs new glasses.
Up, down, over, right there. X out of that. There you go. We're coming, caller.
There we go. Hello,
Hello, caller.
Hello, you were asking if anyone was struggling with anything. I'm struggling with the rain and my well still not working.
It's still not.
This is a loved one who's experiencing the storms out there in Southern California.
Did he get it in yet?
Whoa, geez, that's awfully quick. But
Yeah, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about my well
or well,
tank.
Did he get
yeah, the
the?
show's really off the rails tonight.
Did he get the thingy in? The
Yeah,
What's it
he got
called?
the thingy in.
Yeah.
Did you? But it's still not
The
working.
pump,
The pump.
the pump, the pump.
Yeah, they had some trees come down, ripped their well out and everything up out of the ground.
Yes.
She's in a lurch out there, but you still have a home. The water was really close to her house. She was sweating. She had her bags packed and her animals' bags packed.
I'm ready.
They had to bivouac out of there.
And she was ready to get the oars out.
The oars. Oh, you did say oar.
Or
I'm glad you guys are okay anyway.
Now it'll
Thank
be,
God.
it'll be running tonight, no problem.
it will.
Yeah,
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. We're glad to hear that. But
Yes.
absolutely.
yeah,
Because I'm starting to smell you from here.
turn down your volume.
Oh, we're bathing,
Turn
We're
down your
bathing,
volume.
but I find it a really. It's the echo in my tablet.
You got to turn the
My
volume down on
volume
the
is
tablet.
down.
Yes. Turn it down.
You're reverberating on the live feed here.
Well, that's what I'm talking to you on. I don't have a phone.
I know.
All right.
But I'm glad that you're getting.
Oh, she can't hear us. You got an earphone?
No.
We'll have to send you some
Oh, yeah,
earbuds
maybe.
out. All right.
Yeah. There's a big echo on this stupid tablet.
Well,
Because
that's
you have the
anyway.
volume up.
That's because you're
I do know
buying.
people
And
that
you
are.
have to have it up to hear what we're saying. But hey,
Well, I hope you have it back
Yeah.
tonight, and I hope you can get your dishes done. And
wash your pig. Give your pig a shampoo. My sister-in-law has a pet pig.
yeah,
Oh, and
she
you were
does.
talking about people that are addicted to Amazon. I do know a couple people dear to my heart that are addicted to HSN. Do you know anyone like that?
Oh, so true.
And QVC.
So true. And they're probably tuned in.
I don't care. I got my portal through that. So, hey.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
And if they have no
All right,
room
I'm
in
gonna
the.
let you guys go.
All right, good luck with
I
getting
know.
everything up and running out there.
Yes.
Yeah,
We'll be in touch.
we got it.
All right.
Call us
Love you.
later. Call us later.
All right.
All
Love
right.
you guys.
Uh-huh. Bye.
Keep up the good work.
Yes,
Bye.
we're trying. But Mary Rose, I just have to say, putting your children first is the most important thing you can do. You can't just turn off your feelings. You know, I'm sure you love him and you'll continue loving him until, you know, he gets the help that he needs. Once he does the program the way he should do the program, then, you know, things will change for him. But hopefully you can stay strong and just try and find a way to love yourself and just, you know, be there for the kids right now because they're going to need you.
Really, and
Getting
that
through
can have
this.
life-lasting effects. Children watching, you know, the ramifications of addiction erupt within their own home. If you can, you know, shield them from that to an extent there, especially, you know, right now when the relapse is fresh and all, they don't have to see that because that's not their father they're seeing. That's their father's addiction that they're
Right.
seeing. And that makes a lifetime of memories. I know I still remember experiences in my life and my family all struggled from addictions. I mean, I remember some of those there's unnecessary moments that I didn't have to see. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say they haunt me, but I remember them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as a kid, I'm sure it affected me to somewhat. You just kind of blank them out, you know, like you just stop thinking about them, and they don't really go away. I mean, I don't think about them often, but now it just came back to me now reading your text. You know, it came back to me for a short moment. They're the things that I had to witness and all. That's not good for kids. You did the right thing. Get them out of there, get them safe, you know, until things settle down, till he comes to grips with his addiction and, you know, decide whether he wants to pursue recovery or not.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hopefully maybe these two can get some counseling or something. I mean, regarding addictions, a lot of different programs now for, you know, spouses that have one spouse in addiction
Mm-hmm.
and stuff, you know, to help you through this, Aaron. You know, I don't know your personal situation, but, you know, we wish you the best of luck. And it sounds like you made the right move here at first. You know, that Lori says, you know, that your children come first, you got to protect them. You know, but, you know, it doesn't mean you have to turn your back on your husband. I mean, I don't know what your feelings are, but, you know, but maybe try to get him some help or try talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to make him do it. It's something
No.
that he has to do.
Exactly.
But these are consequences he's facing because of his actions, and consequences are what guide us all through life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so he made me feeling these consequences, you know, that his children aren't in his life right now would be his wake-up call. And something he needs to, you know, realize that he has a problem.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know the financial, you know, effect that it'll have on your relationship, but, you know, if he does see that he needs to get well and he decides on his own that he wants to do this, you know, consider, you know, setting that boundary that, you know, you have to go to treatment and possibly, you know, a year into a recovery house or sober living or something, just to have that extended, you know, contact with the recovery world. Even so, you know, a therapist after something has got him to keep going back, and he's not dealing with something that makes him go back. So you just have to really know what you want. Know your boundary was if you were to relapse, we're leaving. And that's what you have to do. You have to stick to that consequence. I mean, that boundary, and he has to feel that consequence before he decides that he's going to get better. And
You know, it's something we stress at all, or I mean, we stress that a lot. I mean, you know, boundaries and consequences. I mean, like I said, we all live our lives with boundaries and consequences. I mean, why do you do the speed limit on the highway? Because if you don't, you pass that boundary, you're going to have the consequence. You're going to get a ticket, you know. So why do you go to work on time or whatever? Because if you don't, you're not going to have a job. The consequences, you're going to be, you know what I'm saying? We need consequences to keep us in check as human beings, you know, people like that. And addiction, more so than ever, is a prime example of this.
mm-hmm.
And, you know, when dealing with somebody, you know, when it throws their addiction, I mean, you got to set boundaries that you can live with.
Right.
And you can stick with it. If you don't stick with them, you're just wasting your time making them.
Right.
You know, so.
And he tells you he'll die when I said it. Then the 302 or et cetera all deny. And you know, I'm dealing with somebody with the same situation. And again, and that's why I wanted to talk manipulation tonight, because one of the biggest manipulative tool that they use is the suicide card, and they use that to get what they want, get what they need. They can't manipulate us without a tool. And most of the time, and I'm not saying, you know, this isn't his cry for help,
Right.
but what I'm saying is when he's texting you and he's like, I'm going to kill myself, you call 911. These are his choices. And we can't ever, take on their choices. We have to take our own choices on. We cannot take their choices on. He's choosing these paths because you've already
and they're
said
extreme paths, because let's face it, you make the wrong call, then you have to live with that the rest of your life, as making the wrong call because you didn't believe him, or God forbid should he follow through. So that's why they use this tool. It's so commonly abused. People, say, I'm just going to end it all. Like, not to say they're not truthful, but more times than not, they're not, and it's a tool used to
keep
override you
us.
with guilt and to cave into their demands. And like Lori says, well, you see, that's his choice, though. He chose to go there, so there's consequences are, like you call 911 and send people over there, try to 302 him and all. Well, that's his consequences for his acts.
And his 302, because he's dealing with addiction and relapse and what have you. 302ing is getting so difficult today with the drugs and
Because it's
substances.
becoming so overly prescribed, for lack of a better term. I mean, so many people are using it to get into treatment.
Yes.
Because it's another one in the rumor mill. Well, you just threaten to kill yourself, and then they got to take you and put you. There's some truth to that, but it's not entirely true. So many people do it now. People aren't being taken as serious when they claim that, and that's the pitfall. And we have a big problem with suicide in this country right now. I mean, we've had for a while. I mean, it's a very, very big problem. A lot of depression, especially since COVID. So many people are sinking so far in their depression because they have so much time in their own heads and so much time by themselves with this isolation of COVID. I mean, suicide rates are really up.
And I didn't even realize this, that we're still dealing with this isolation because so many companies have not even opened back up yet, that they still have their employees on
still
remote.
working from home.
And, this is what we're dealing with today. There's the mental illness today. And I'm not talking, schizophrenia. And I'm like, just the depression and, the loneliness. Yeah. And unfortunately, Mary, they're going to deny it because it's drug induced. And, you can't let that affect your life. You have nothing to do with his choice in that.
And that's where, like, the way you say things really comes in handy. But I say, well, honey, I'm sorry you feel that way. I hope you can work through this. Because that's not going to solve anything. We wouldn't want to see that happen. Instead of like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Like, the way you word it and say, show some interest and compassion, but you don't have to be in a combative type thing, because that's what they're looking for. They're looking for the argument. They're looking for the back and forth back. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
and just diffuse that.
Right.
I mean, just say, I'm really sorry you feel that way, and I certainly, hope you can work through this or find another means for this, because that just hurts everybody.
Right. And your children will live with that, and you're going to live with that. And that's where, when you're going through this and you're getting through it, you need to get therapy. You need to be in some sort of support system. And, you
need to find some way to get well, and because your children need you. I mean, and that's not going to help.
Right. A 302, Eric, is when a person is dealing with a mental collapse, and they're they're talking suicide, they're talking about hurting
They're
themselves
institutionalized for a
or
72-hour period.
other
That's a Pennsylvania number.
other people.
Yeah, that's just a term used in Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
That's what
and-
we use here, 302.
Yeah. So it's just a matter of getting them the mental support for 72 hours.
And you're monitored.
But unfortunately, here in Pennsylvania, they're not taking you in unless you have physically harmed somebody or yourself. They'll take you in and they can just let you out
And they'll
within.
evaluate you. They'll talk to you, and
Yeah.
they ask certain questions by healthcare professionals, mental health professionals, and they can usually see through your story or whatever, and they'll
Right.
make a decision right there. I mean, like Lloyd said, they could release you 2 hours after you're 302. I mean,
They've been known to release you an hour. They've been known not to even take you in because of you have not been pre-diagnosed with any mental illness before drugs had affected you.
yeah, it's it is like a court ordered hold, but a lot of times you don't, you don't even get a chance to get to court. It works really fast.
Yeah, it's like that. You call the police and you tell the police he's
To try to
threatening.
do it for the courts and all that, it just takes so long. Mm-hmm. I mean, it is the same thing, but it's really hard to do that way.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to do it usually like in a 911 type scenario, and I'm sure the police themselves make a call when they show
Mm-hmm.
up on the scene whether it warrants such action.
And quite frankly, if it's not said, done, or heard in front of the police officer that arrives on the scene, then it's hearsay. If it's not in writing, if it's not on a voicemail,
Or a form of a text. I mean,
Right.
Texts are very handy.
there's no proof. So if it is an act of, if it's not an act of violence or anything, they can say, I don't know what she's talking about. We were having a fight and
Right, and
she called the police. And, so that's what 302 is. And it's a 72-hour hold, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be 72 hours. Guys, it is 10:30, and Mary Rose, if you do need to talk, I am here.
Yeah, feel free to call that number up on your screen, 267-737-8031. That's what Lori does.
Yes, and I
She takes
believe
calls all day long, so don't feel as though you're
Yes.
imposing. That's what
and
she
you,
does.
you have my hotline,
That's what we're here
so
for.
feel free to give me a call if you need to talk. I'm here after the show for you as
Sometimes
well.
you just need that little bit of validation that assure you that what you're doing is a good move in your direction.
Exactly.
Because we're so skeptical on what to do. We don't know if we're doing the right thing, the wrong thing, not
Mm-hmm.
enough, too much. So it's always good to talk to someone about it, and someone
Mm-hmm.
to assure you that, or if need be, maybe to steer you away if she should feel that. But we don't tell anybody what to do. We just tell you things that worked for us
Mm-hmm.
and other people and what hasn't worked. I mean, anything we say, you can take what you feel you can use, and anything you don't feel you use, you can just leave. Not leave the show, but I mean just leave the site. You don't have to take our as advice. You know what I'm saying?
Our suggestions.
We're just more camaraderie.
Mm-hmm.
Where we try to provide that other perspective for you. I mean, we are not healthcare professionals, but we do play them on television.
Yes, but I'm here, Mary Rose. It is 10:35, so we are going to be signing out here. And I forget that word, Eric, that we used to use on the other show, but you know what it is. But anyway, everybody have a great night. We are here. I'm also available if you need me after the show. But we will be back here next Friday. And I don't have a guest set up yet, but that doesn't mean we won't have one by next Friday. I will post it on the page if we do. But everybody have a great week. Have a good night. And we will catch you next Friday.
That's right. And like I say every week, recovery works if you work it. Good night, folks.
Good night, guys. Peace out.